let's move it on. Next game, speaking of that Baltimore-Kansas City matchup, I have Kansas City -7 at Detroit, according to Bovada.
See, this is a little tricky, but not really. I mean, Detroit wins a game that they probably shouldn't have
Hmm.
against Philadelphia, and just leave it to them to have the biggest letdown of the seasons following an impressive performance, right?
You know your
Kansas
NFC
City by
North.
3. I do. Kansas City by 3 touchdowns.
That's funny you say that because I wrote down 40-20, so I
Yeah,
have a
one of
20 point.
those.
I'm with you, man. I like Kansas City. I like Kansas City big this game. They are in a dome. They were playing in slop against, again, a team that I think is a top 5 team in the NFL in Baltimore. And they still did whatever they wanted to in the passing game. The running game actually for Kansas City, I would say improved. They got a lot of their yardage late when they were trying to kind of kill clock and maintain possession. The only problem is Damian Williams is banged up. He was out. LaShawn McCoy got pulled later in the game because he was hurt. So they have these other guys that are these young guys, these young bucks that are running, but I think they'll be just fine. Detroit, they don't have the team. I don't think that can just score with Kansas City. That's another reason I like Baltimore in that Kansas City game is because they're able to put up points. I don't think this Lions attack can put up points. I thought that this team was going to do a little bit better in the passing game against Philadelphia than they did, although they won the game, so who cares, right? But I'm with you. I like Kansas City. From a fantasy point of view, I like every single Kansas City starter on the team. No disrespect to Detroit's defense. Who's actually, look, man, they're 2-0-1. You can't ignore that. They're undefeated to start the season. They should be 3-0, but que sera, sera. But yeah, I'm looking over this roster. There's not a single Chief on this roster that I wouldn't start this week, honestly. They're really, really good. Detroit, I think that Matt Stafford will have a nice game because they'll have to pass more. I think
Of course you will.
Kerryon Johnson, I think will be more involved in the passing game because they'll need to pass more. Galladay, I think, will have a nice game from a fantasy point of view, as well as Hawkinson. I think.
I mean, has any quarterback thrown for more than 400 yards in losses as much as Matt Stafford has?
Well, let's take a look at see what Kyler Murray does in Arizona because he might catch him.
He might be that guy. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, man. But Hawkinson, I think, gets back in the end zone this week. Had a great first week, kind of pedestrian second and third weeks. I think he gets back in the end zone this week. And we did really well with our tight end projections last week. So they're usually pretty buttoned up by now. So daily fantasy, I like that buy. But yeah, I mean, Detroit's passing game, I like them, but I like Galladay and Hawkinson more than anybody else. So let's move